Ugh, ads are such poop. Subscribe to Acast Plus now to skip ads and more for just $1 a month. Click the link in our show notes to learn how. And hey, we're on Patreon too. Your support helps cover the cost of running a podcast. For $2 a month, you can get early access to all our episodes ad-free, plus bonus episodes exclusive to Patreon subscribers only. Visit patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse to sign up now.
Today Tix is your one-stop shop for theater tickets with the best value on tickets to Broadway and beyond. Just download the app or visit their website to get access to exclusive pre-sales, day of discounted tickets, and more. Find tickets in New York, London, Chicago, LA, DC, and other cities around the world. Plus amazing deals for the holiday season. Use promo code ComedyTix to get $10 off your first Today Tix purchase at todaytix.com/ComedyTix. That's todaytix, TIX.com/ComedyTix.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Greetings from lovely Ireland. This is Larita Blewett here, and here's a quick taste of what to expect from the Tommy, Hector and Larita podcast.
Ray was the sister.
Ray!
Auntie Ray was his sister.
I don't think so, Hector. I think you might be mixing it up.
Why are you laughing?
Was it a man in a dress? What do you mean, Auntie Ray?
Listen to our latest episode on thlpod.com.
Or wherever you get your podcasts.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.
Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened yesterday?
Jehoshaphat was good, and he taught his people things about God, maybe, to make them better.
He
And
had his priesty guys copy copies.
Like first print edition Bible-y thing sort of stuff.
Like, go forth and teach the peoples.
Right, yeah.
I didn't think they had that thing with them anymore. So
I know, right? And there was, according to the chronicler.
Right, who
Now,
is a renowned liar.
I mean, that's my take, so,
Right.
Anyway, that was 2 Chronicles chapter 17.
Sure as fuck was.
And today we're getting into
2 Chronicles chapter 18.
All right, let's go do this.
Okie dokie. Okay, 2 Chronicles chapter 18.
All right.
Jehoshaphat enjoyed great riches and high esteem.
Wow. That's...
You also enjoy high esteem.
Do I?
You have high esteem. What?
Okay.
I don't think they're
high
using...
esteem is what other people think of you.
Right, but self-esteem.
Yeah, self-esteem is something different, but his...
Right, that's what I'm saying. I think he is using that word differently than I am.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, he has high esteem.
Got it.
So they're saying that he is well liked by others.
Yes.
Whereas I was saying you have high esteem, but you have high self-esteem.
Right. I'm also well liked by others. Come on now.
It's true. It's true. You like yourself for good reason because other people like you too. It's true. And he made an alliance with Ahab of Israel. Call me Ishmael.
Oh my God.
By having his son marry Ahab's daughter.
Okay. Yep.
All these kings always making these business marriages.
Right.
A few years later, back at the ranch, a few years later, he went to Samaria to visit Ahab, who prepared a great banquet for him and his officials. They butchered great numbers.
Great.
I'm not going to tell you how many, but the number was great.
I bet it wasn't as great as that one where they butchered like the 140,000.
They butchered not as great as it could have been, but still great,
Still
somewhat.
great, yeah.
Capable.
Right.
Great.
Yeah.
Numbers of sheep, goats, and cattle for the feast.
Okay.
And that, we're not going to tell you any more about the numbers,
Just
but
great.
they were great and capable.
Very capable, maybe.
Then Ahab enticed Jehoshaphat to join forces with him to recover Ramoth Gilead. Will you go with me to Ramoth Gilead? ? King Ahab of Israel asked King Jehoshaphat of Judah. Great Jehoshaphat.
Jumping Jehoshaphat.
Yeah. Replied, why, of course. You and I are as one, and my troops are your troops.
Yeah.
We will certainly join you in battle. Did they go in spring?
Did they get paid for this, or was it just like voluntary?
Right.
I'm just wondering, like, did he get some gold for this? Because then it's not so magnanimous.
But listen, this is important. Then Jehoshaphat added, you know what? I keep saying Jehoshaphat, but it's Jehoshaphat.
Jehoshaphat.
I did that last time too.
Yeah.
He said, but first, let's find out what the Lord says. Look at him learning his ways.
That's, he's sticking to his things here. Yeah.
What a, as far as Bible canon goes, what a good boy.
Right.
Good boy.
Yeah.
So the king of Israel summoned the prophets, 400 of them.
Wow, that's excessive.
That's asking God a
I think
lot.
one prophet, like if they all speak for God, one would be enough, wouldn't it?
One
you speak
should.
for God, and also you and you. Why do we need a consensus of prophets?
I'm wondering, like, wouldn't God get annoyed if 400 people were like, hey, God, hey, God, hey,
Right?
hey, God.
Like, yeah.
Mine?
It strikes me that if you need 400 fucking prophets, that you don't trust the prophets.
Right,
Exactly. It's more like a town hall thing,
Yeah. It's like you're, like, heads or tailsing, and you're just seeing which side comes up best.
Yeah.
He asked them, should we go to war against Ramoth Gilead, or should I hold back? They all replied, yes, go right ahead. God will give the king victory.
Okay.
But Jehoshaphat asked, is there not also a prophet of the Lord here? Wait, what?
What? I thought it was prophets of the Lord.
He just summoned prophets, not prophets of the Lord.
Okay.
I guess.
All right.
I don't know the difference.
Oh, I remember this because there was he summoned prophets from all the different groups,
all the different religions.
But then he cared. So this guy was less godly in the last version.
Yeah.
I remember this, but he did end up taking this guy, the Lord's
prophet
version of it.
Okay.
On this go around, I think.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Well, he did not trust the 400 that were like, oh yeah,
Right.
So he said, is there not also a prophet of the Lord here? We should ask him the same question. The king of Israel replied to Jehoshaphat, there is one more man who could consult the Lord for us, but I fucking hate him. He never fucking prophesies anything but trouble for me.
Man.
I do remember this now.
Yeah.
His name is Micaiah, son of Imlah. Jehoshaphat replied, that's not the way a king should talk. Don't drop F-bombs left and right. Let's hear what he has to fucking say. So, sorry about that. My alarm was going off.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah.
So, the king of Israel called one of his officials and said, quick! Bring Micaiah, son of Imlah. King Ahab of Israel and King Jehoshaphat of Judah, dressed in their royal robes, as you do when you have a prophet coming in.
Right.
Were sitting on their thrones at the threshing floor near the gate of Samaria. All of Ahab's prophets were prophesying there in front of them.
Okay.
One of them, Zedekiah, son of Kenana, I think, made some iron horns and proclaimed, this is what the Lord says. With these horns, you will fucking gore the Arameans to death.
Wow.
All the other prophets agreed. Yeah, they said, go up to Ramoth Gilead and be victorious, for the Lord will totally totes give the king victory.
Okay.
We are so into violence, war, and killing. Do it.
Right.
Meanwhile, the messenger who went to get Micaiah said to him, look, all the prophets are promising victory for the king. Be sure that you agree with them and promise success. But Micaiah replied, as surely as the Lord lives, I will say only what my God says. When Micaiah arrived before the king, Ahab asked him, Micaiah, should we go to war against Ramoth Gilead, or should I hold back? Micaiah replied sarcastically, yes, go up and be victorious, for you will totally have victory over them. But the king replied sharply, how many times must I fucking demand that you speak only the goddamn truth to me when you speak for the Lord, stupid butt?
I can tell you're being sarcastic.
Yeah, because it said sarcastic, and that's so the tone that I applied to your voice.
Speaking of which, I hope people can tell when I'm being sarcastic. Because I'm sarcastic a lot.
You are sarcastic
Sometimes
a lot.
I'm like, do I need to spell it out because I'm on a podcast and they can't see my face?
Usually I spell it out. I spell it out.
All right.
We're liberals. We're progressive.
Yeah.
Anytime we say something that's like...
that doesn't sound quite right.
Yeah, just go ahead.
It was sarcasm.
Go ahead and assume it was sarcasm. Then Micaiah told him, fine. In a vision, I saw all Israel scattered on the mountains like sheep without a shepherd. And the Lord said, their master has been killed. Send them home in peace. Didn't I tell you? The king of Israel exclaimed to Jehoshaphat. He never prophesies anything but fucking trouble for me.
Yeah.
Well, that happened.
You know, they weren't... I got to state this here, because they mentioned the 400 prophets, right? And they kept saying the Lord. They weren't very clear about which Lord.
Right.
And I think in the King's version of this, they were very clear that they were other gods.
Yeah, that's why this time around we're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
We were a little confused because it wasn't prophets of the Lord as we know from reading the Bible. It was 400 not good prophets.
Right.
From other
and it's becoming clear because I'm remembering the story, but it definitely... if you had just heard this version of it, this is so different.
Yeah, the chronicler did not give good context clues.
No.
He's a bad writer.
I think so, yeah.
Fired.
Right.
Then Micaiah continued, listen to what the Lord says, y'all. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne with all the armies of heaven around him on his right and on his left. And the Lord said, who can entice King Ahab of Israel to go into battle against Ramoth Gilead so he can be killed? Oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
And then there was one guy who might have been Satan or Lucifer who was like, I'll be the liar for you. Yeah. There were many suggestions. And finally a spirit approached the Lord and said, I can do it. How will you do this? The Lord asked. And the spirit replied, I'm going to go out and inspire all of Ahab's prophets to speak lies. You will succeed, said the Lord. Go ahead and do it.
Man, he's setting them up for fail. Like God's like, you're going to succeed at making them fail.
Yeah.
That's crap.
That's bullshittery.
And this guy's like teamed up with Jehoshaphat. Yeah. And that guy's on God's side, according to God.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Right.
But...
Right.
So what's going on?
I don't know. I don't get it.
All right.
So you see, continued Judah, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouths of your prophets, for the Lord has pronounced your doom. Then Zedekiah, son of Kenana, walked up to Micaiah and slapped him across the motherfucking face. Just like Will Smith did to Chris Rock. Boom!
I think you said that last time.
I did too. I did. I remember. Okay, but when you hear slap,
this is the reason I don't like these repeating stories, because I'm like, we're doing the same shit, because it's the same stuff pops in our head.
Okay, but here's the thing: you hear about a slap, that's the first thing you think of.
Yeah.
So let me tell you, if I didn't say it the first time, I fucking should have.
Right. Yeah.
Since when did the Spirit of the Lord leave me to speak to you? He demanded. And Micaiah replied, you gonna find out soon enough when you trying to hide in some secret room. That's what he said.
Okay.
Just like that.
Right. Just like that?
Just like that.
Okay. All right.
Arrest him, the king of Israel ordered.
Damn.
Take him back to Ammon and the governor of the city and to my son Joash. Give them this order from the king. Put this man in fucking prison and feed him nothing but bread and water until I return safely from the battle.
Damn. Wait, but if he doesn't return safely from the battle, then he was fucking right.
Yeah.
So how's
that going to work? Yeah. But Micaiah replied, if you return safely, it will mean that the Lord has not spoken through me.
Right.
Then he added to those standing around, everyone mark my fucking words. I'm just saying. So King Ahab of Israel and King Jehoshaphat of Judah led their armies against Ramoth-Gilead. The king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, as we go into battle, I'm going to disguise myself so no one will recognize me. But you wear your royal robes.
Okay.
You be the target, I guess.
I guess.
I don't know.
But why is Jehoshaphat, whatever, why is he going into battle when he is like, oh, God, and the God prophet guy was like, don't do it, and wouldn't he be like, oh, God said not to do it, so I guess I can't come with you?
Well, because 400 other prophets were like, but do it though.
But according to the other story, those were not God prophets.
Right, but Jehoshaphat is in, what is this king guy's name?
Ahab.
He's in Ahab's land.
Okay.
And he just kind of said, yeah, totally.
And he already agreed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, and 400 prophets were like, yep, go.
Okay.
So he's like, do I have a choice?
All right.
And now he's like having to put on the robes of kingliness while the other dude hides himself.
Right.
Okay, so the king of Israel disguised himself, and they went into battle. Meanwhile, the king of Aram had issued these orders to his chariot commanders. Attack only the king of Israel. Don't bother with anyone else.
Oh, man. That seems like a really dumb ploy. Like, that's a bad strategy.
Yeah.
Although, maybe you can get the whole group up into route if you just kill that one person.
You're cutting off the head of the snake.
Yeah,
you know?
It could work, I guess. But at the same time, like, if you have a good army, you have commanders down line from you that are going to be like, no, we're still going to win this fight.
It feels to me like you are applying way more forethought than these folks who are like, let's trick them by hiding. You know what I mean?
Right. This was more like a after-school brawl than it was the army meeting an army.
Yeah. These were not like chain of command people.
Right. They have not read Sun Tzu's,
The Art of War. Yeah, no, they did not. So when the Aramean chariot commanders saw Jehoshaphat in his royal robes, they went after him.
Yeah.
There's the king of Israel, they shouted. But Jehoshaphat called out and the Lord saved him. Whew!
That's good.
God helped him by turning the attackers away from him.
That's great.
That worked out well.
Yeah, that was nice of them. God. Whatever.
That God guy.
Yeah. That guy.
I mean, I don't know why God helped him when he, didn't
listen to the prophet of the Lord.
Yeah.
Dude, come on, man.
You kind of deserve to get smote.
Right?
As soon as the chariot commanders realized he was not the king of Israel, oopsie, they stopped chasing him.
How did they realize that?
Because God put the thought in their head,
oh my God.
This is the wrong king.
Okay.
Magic, powder dust.
Okay.
Pixie dust, fairy dust.
All right.
An Aramean soldier, however, randomly shot an arrow at the Israelite troops and hit the king of Israel between the joints of his armor.
That's
womp,
crazy.
Womp. How did that happen?
Because they didn't know he wasn't just a regular soldier.
I know.
They're like, whatever, I'm just going to shoot people.
But they were supposed to not just shoot people.
But then they knew that the guy that was dressed up like the king wasn't the king, so they're like, fuck it, let's just kill people.
I guess, but that's not what it said.
Right.
Turn the horses around and get me out of here. Ahab groaned to the driver of the chariot. I'm shot. I'm badly wounded. Go. The battle raged all that day, and the king of Israel propped himself up on his chariot facing the Arameans. In the evening, just as the sun was setting, he died. The end.
I mean, that prophet told him, man.
Yep. I mean,
you're going to die, man.
What you going to do when you go to war? You get shot.
Yeah.
You die.
Yeah.
And when 400 people say no, but this one guy of the Lord says yes, you listen to that one.
That's the lesson. That's the lesson. Only God's prophets are the correct prophets.
Yeah.
Although they were very vague about which ones were God's prophets. But anyway, that's a whole other...
They weren't in the original King's story.
In the original story, it was not vague.
In the books of Kingses.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was 2 Chronicles chapter 18.
It sure as fuck was.
And we will be back tomorrow with...
2 Chronicles chapter 19.
We'll see you guys then.
Bye!
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep.
We have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe, leave an Apple review, join us on Twitter, support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Today Tix is your one-stop shop for theater tickets with the best value on tickets to Broadway and beyond. Just download the app or visit their website to get access to exclusive pre-sales, day of discounted tickets, and more. Find tickets in New York, London, Chicago, LA, DC, and other cities around the world. Plus amazing deals for the holiday season. Use promo code ComedyTix to get $10 off your first Today Tix purchase at todaytix.com/ComedyTix. That's todaytix, TIX.com/ComedyTix.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Dungeons and Daddies is a comedy podcast where we play Dungeons and Dragons and improvise a storyline as we go.
It's about 4 teens basically trying to fight off an extraterrestrial chaotic god that is creating monsters in their high school. It's a little bit Buffy, it's a little bit Lovecraft, it's a little bit Mad Max, and it's a whole lot of John Hughes.
So relatable.
It's a very relatable podcast that you will like and you will listen to.
Hey everyone, this is Will Campos. I just want to say Matt Arnold and I are also on the podcast, but it felt like you guys had a good vibe going, so I didn't want to jump in.
Thank you, Will. Listen to Dungeons and Daddies. It's a podcast.
And
Find
there's
it.
a woman. Sorry.
But only one.
Listen to Dungeons and Daddies wherever you listen to podcasts.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.